Hi, I'm Cider Spider, and I'm on a journey to get every available achievement in Final Fantasy XIV. This monumental grind takes countless hours of gameplay over the span of several years, and I'm taking it on 1 week at a time. So, let's get started. Alright everyone, it's time for another epic week of achievement hunting, and we've got something incredible on the menu today. Over the course of this series, we've done a lot of super exciting gathering achievements, and this week we have got one of the most exciting ones yet. So let's take a look at what we're getting into. It is, of course, this, A Botanist's Life for Me, Greater Eorzea. It's a 30-point achievement which rewards an incredible axe with some of the best stats you could get in base ARR and a cool gold finish. So what do you have to do in order to get this axe? Well, there are 3 prerequisites. These achievements, A Botanist's Life for Me, Lenosia, Black Shroud, and Thanalin. And what do you have to do to get those? Well, each one has 5 achievements that you need to get. And what might those be? Well, log 20 times in Thanalin, 300 times in Thanalin, 1,000 times in Thanalin, 2,000 times in Thanalin, and 4,000 times in Thanalin. And again, we have to do this in Thanalin, the Black Shroud, and Lenosia, which means we have to log 7,320 times in each region of Eorzea for a total of 21,960 times in order to get this golden axe from A Realm Reborn with pretty incredible stats. I mean, look at that. It's got plus 10 reduced durability loss. That's the kind of value you can't shake a tree branch at. So each of these categories I've got narrowed down to just the 2,000 and 4,000s, other than that one, which still needs the 1,000. I'm doing this entire grind this week. I started from virtually 0. So let's get over there and start chopping some trees down. My current progress point is this. We're trying to get through the 41 to 50 in the Black Shroud, because by the time I'm recording this, it's already a little bit into the week, and, well, I've actually made some headway. But yeah, there's similar grinds to this one for, of course, mining and fishing as well. I did the mining one a long time ago. I think about a year ago I did finish the mining one. And the fishing I haven't even started yet. Oh, there's the revisit proc. If there's one saving grace to this endeavor, it's that with Dawntrail I now have revisit. Nobody could have foreseen that, and well, it doesn't speed things up particularly much. It's a nice little bonus every now and then. So yeah, basically, this grind is flying around in circles in between gathering points and collecting as much as I can. So the thing is, ultimately, how far away the nodes are from each other will determine the speed of each segment, but most nodes are roughly the same distance, usually about this much. For A Realm Reborn anyway, they're usually relatively close, but the average gathering rate that I've seen has been around about 600 per hour. And again, since we need basically 22,000 gathers, this is a all totaled 36-hour grind if it's done efficiently. And an important thing to note is that for the achievements, what they actually count, it's like this here, log 4,000 times. What it's actually counting is every time your axe hits the tree. It's not about the amount of resources you get. It doesn't matter how many logs you actually chop. All that matters is how many times your axe hits the tree. So every single node will give me a maximum of 4 points toward this. And now if we refresh, you'll see that it's 4 points higher, even though the amount of logs I got was 19. So if you're savvy, you might recall that there aren't just Luminary tools for gatherers, they also exist for crafters as well. I've already done most of mine because I'm inefficient, but if you want to be efficient, what you should do is actually combine your Luminary gathering grind with your Luminary crafting grinds and use the gathering grind to get the materials to do the crafting grinds. Personally, I just bought most of my crafting materials off the market board because ARR materials aren't really that expensive, and I have too much money anyway. But if you gather the materials yourself and then craft all of them yourself, you can actually find this grind to be rather profitable. That's the way I did the mining one. I basically mined the materials for the smithing, armorer, and goldsmithing crafting achievements, and I did turn quite a bit of profit, just like making ingots into rivets and then, you know, dumping all those on the board. But yeah, these old Realm Reborn grinds, they hold quite a few achievements, and they hold quite quite a few points, and so I know this is some of the most epic, exciting content ever, but it's also something that I really am long overdue for getting done. Although this type of grind is something that I don't honestly hate, which may sound silly because it's just running in a circle hitting trees for countless hours, right? Most people would probably agree that's some of the most miserable gameplay content you can get. It's extremely repetitive. It's basically like bot fodder. It's as mundane as content can possibly be. But why I like it is because it's excellent second screen material. So I can catch up on TV shows or videos or movies and just run this in a circle in the background, clicking on these trees mindlessly while consuming other media that I am more interested in. And while that might not seem particularly compelling to most people, I have this weird thing about me where if I'm not multitasking, I feel like I'm wasting time. So so it's kind of nice because this gives me an excuse to watch TV. Maybe that makes me crazy, but I'm also an achievement hunter, so I think I was probably crazy from the beginning. Just slap on some Subway Surfers and Cocoa Melon and make my brain feel like it's not wasting time. No, but yeah, I've actually noticed something kind of exciting in my recent achievement grinds, which is even though my rank on LOL achievements has been hovering around about the same area for several weeks in a row, I've been, bouncing between 117 and 119, kind of just treading water for the most part. But what I noticed is that my goal of getting into the top 100 on my world server of Diabolos is actually not that far away at this stage. The amount of points that I need to jump from 117 up into the top 100 is really only like 500-600, something like that. I'm not that far away from it, which has made me very excited for the next few weeks of achievement hunting because I'm finally starting to push my way toward one of my long-term goals, which was to get top 100. I was hoping to do it by the end of this year, and it seems like right now I am actually on course to do that. I'm very excited about that. Actually, a question I get a lot is why I use LOL achievements for achievement rankings instead of FF14 Collect, which is another site that also has achievement rankings. If I had to come up with a tangible answer to that, it's really just, it's not because I'm a biased LOLophile, I promise, although that does help. But yeah, I just prefer the LOL achievements interface. I think that their website just looks a little bit better. I like the way it looks, and therefore that's the one I use. There's actually something I really wanted to make a video about, and I never did. I probably still should, but when I was at the media tour before Dawn Trail, we got to submit questions to have Yoshi P answer, and the question, I submitted 3 questions, but the one that he chose to answer from me was about achievement rankings. I asked if they could and would make an official ranking system on the Lodestone so that we wouldn't need third-party websites. Even though I appreciate the work that goes into, making these third-party sites as good as they are, it would be really cool if there was an official ranking, in my opinion. And so I asked a question about that, and Yoshi P's response to that question was, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said that it would be possible to do because they have all the data, but he thought that it might not be interesting to have rankings because the numbers wouldn't change that often. Basically, he said that while it's possible, he was concerned that the people at the top of the board might stay there for a long time because they have such a big lead, and that people might find it boring if the rankings don't change often, and so if it's not a competitive race, you know what I mean? I wanted to make a video about this subject, maybe I still will, just going into detail to kind of convey how much interest I think there actually is in achievement rankings. I think it's more than the devs probably realize, because even if the people at the top of the board aren't changing constantly, people that are lower down find themselves compelled to try and climb up, and so it'll be a way of convincing more players to get into achievement hunting, which provides you with so much more long-term content in the game because it entices you to explore pieces of content that you otherwise might not look into. And so personally, I think it would be a net positive, especially since it would be relatively easy to implement. But yeah, he said that he would tell the team about it and just see, check the interest of the team, see how they felt about it. I don't know if anything ever came of that. We'll have to wait and see, but maybe if I stop being lazy, I'll remember to, make a more specific video about it that we can hopefully use as a flashpoint to kind of get some exposure on the idea and just show the devs that there is interest in it. I mean, my entire channel right now is centered around achievement hunting, so obviously there's a lot of people that are, willing to watch that. Some people that don't even play the game are willing to watch that content about achievements, and to be completely honest with you, having ranking sites such as LOL Achievements or FF14 Collect is a large part of what makes achievement hunting so intriguing to me. Oh my god, I sold a yin-yang tissue? Who the heck bought that? But yeah, I know I always talk about MapleStory 2, but back in the MapleStory 2 days, they had an in-game achievement ranking, and so you could see on your world server how you stacked up with every other player on the world from a menu in-game. You didn't even have to leave the game, you didn't have to go to a website or anything, and that got me playing so much more often because I wanted to try and rise through the ranks. And yeah, much the same with this game, LOL Achievements was one of the things that really enticed me into achievement hunting. I've always been somewhat of a completionist, but having a tangible rank, being able to see like where I place against other players doing similar activities, really makes it a lot more interesting to me. It adds a lot of depth to the grind because there's a sense of progression that you have. While you always have the progression of watching your achievement score go up, watching number go up, it's more fun when you add a friendly competition on top of that. Also, apologies for the background noise. I forgot to turn the furnace off before I started recording. We're getting into the cold months, so every now and then you might hear that crushing wall of white noise behind me. That is my furnace running. I usually try to record with it off so that it doesn't interrupt the video. One other thing I guess I'll mention while I'm kind of just running in a circle talking nonsense, as we are nearing the first full year of achievement hunting videos, we're closing in on that 52 mark pretty soon. It's been a video every week for almost 50 weeks now. We're getting close to 52. I'll probably talk about this a lot more in the 51st and 52nd videos, but I'm planning to take a slight pause in the weekly uploads after I get to 52. So I think what will happen is the 52nd achievement hunting video will serve as kind of like an end of season 1, and then we'll have a slight break before I bring them back. And by slight, I mean probably like a month or so. But more on that later. Anyways, we gotta get back to saving the world from all these trees. Gridania's got a problem. Too many trees. How are we gonna solve it? Cut them down. Let's get them out of here. If we can't have Nafika, we can't have trees either. We need to make room for a highway rest stop with a McDonald's, a Waffle House, a Speedway, and some kind of tobacco shop. We gotta take out all this rosewood. The guitar players need fretboards. It's a tough job, but some babies gotta do it. I just realized all my stream overlays were on. Whoops. Talk about cringe. Oh, but yeah, speaking about our earlier topic, I guess that'd be a good comment question for this week is, how do you guys feel about a potential official achievement ranking on the FF14 Lodestone site? Do you think it's a good idea? And if so, how shall we bring it to the devs' attention? What do you think is the best way to get the message across? Maybe a forum post or big dumb video, something like that. Let me know what you think below. Meanwhile, I've got a lot of chopping to do, so I'm gonna stay vigilant out here. I'm gonna stay frosty, and I'm gonna go watch videos. LaMayo. All right, it is the ripe hour of 3:35 a.m. Let's see how this grind is going. Well, first things first, there's something I need to pay attention to, which is my weekly Zloey delivery. I've really been neglecting this a lot lately, so I want to make sure that I get this done right now so that I don't forget about it. This isn't related to gathering at all, but don't worry about it. I guess this is my goldsmith glam now. So what's that? A little train tie? And maybe some groundwork? Oh yeah. Train your eyes on this one. Bam! How about some groundwork? It's just too easy. Yoshi P never could have predicted this one, that I would use these skills to my advantage to easily clear these extremely outdated crafts. I'm unstoppable. I have too much power, and I can't be stopped. I think that's what unstoppable means. All right. Let's go give those to everybody's favorite cat girl. Lala Jinjal? No, not that cat girl, dummy. Yes, Zloey Aliapo. That's the one we want. Yeah. Here, idiot. Have some Kurthan souvenirs. It's for the urchins. Orphans? Wastrels? Oops, we're capped on scripts. I should probably care about that. What do I need scripts for? Oh well. Zloey is thankful. I've been stalling on this collectible grind for so long. I should have been done with this like almost 2 months ago, but I missed so many weeks due to not paying attention and or caring. So yeah, if all goes well, 2 weeks from now, I'll finally be done with Zloey, but we'll see what happens with that. Anyways, we didn't come here to worry about long-term crafting grinds. We're here to worry about long-term gathering grinds. Let's do some botany. We've got a lot of excitement to excite ourselves over, because I have been cutting down every tree in the entire world for an entire week, and you are about to see the fruits of my labor. I've come all the way out here to Eastern Lenosia to collect one water shard. Watch what happens. Bam! And there's logging the hours. Lenosia, 4, 5 points. Can you believe we've just logged 2,000 times from level 31 to 40 mature trees in Lenosia? I can because it just happened. Holy crap. This is unprecedented. That means we're just one achievement away from this thing. Let's go get to work on that next one, shall we? And by the power of frickin' Grayskull, we're about to collect a single Earth Shard. Wow, watch that. Bam! Wowie zowie, there is logging the hours. Lenosia, 5 points. But wait! There is a botanist's life for me. Lenosia, 10 points. Holy crap, we simply can't be stopped. That comes with the Meadow Reaper title. That's pretty cool. And next we're off to the lush vegetation. It is in fact our intention to collect an ice shard. Let's do it. Bam! And there's logging the hours, Black Shroud, 4, 5 points. Our inability to be stopped is unprecedented. So we find ourselves now in the East Shroud. Guess what we're gonna collect here? You'll never guess the thing or the amount. It is in fact, holy crapaloons, a single wind shard. Wow! And there's logging the hours, Black Shroud, 5 points. And there is a botanist's life for me. Black Shroud, 10 points. Things are really heating up now. With that having happened, I bet you'll never guess what's next. Or maybe you will. And there is logging the hours, Thanalin, 4, 5 points. And so now we're going to teleport on down to the Forgotten Springs, where I actually do have a surprise for you guys. This next part, you probably won't predict. It's cat girls. Just kidding, it's not that. But I mean, that would be nice, right? Actually, the surprise is Thanalin tea leaves. And more specifically, the fact that I am not done gathering them. Oh, I forgot about this one as well. Hold on a second. We've gotten a little ahead of ourselves. How embarrassing. I can't believe I did something stupid, forgot something, and did the achievements out of order. That doesn't sound like something I would do, but well, it seems to have happened. So we are going to go and rectify this right away. Ooh. Could that be a level 30 mature tree with lightning shards? Why, I think it is. Let's kill it. Bam! There's logging the hours, Thanalin, 3, 5 points. I forgot I had that one because all the other locations, I already did the 1000 achievement. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, the surprise with this one is that I actually haven't finished it already. As you can probably guess, I went around and pre-grinded all of these achievements over the course of the previous week. I did a lot of it on stream, and I left everything at one item until completion so that I could cash them all in all at once. In one fell swoop. So yeah, this whole week has been a mad grind of chopping down every tree in all of Eorzea, trying to get these done on time. And as of now, it's almost 4 a.m. It's technically Friday right now, so it's safe to say that the grind took a little bit longer than anticipated. Also, something I want to rant about while we're stuck here, you know, finishing off this last 100 on this final stretch here. This is very annoying. You've maybe noticed it already, but as you can see, if I open the achievement menu and look at my progress toward this achievement, it doesn't update in real time. If I want to update in real time, I have to switch tabs, come back, and then reopen it. Now it's been updated. But there's no way to have it so that you can view your achievement progress in real time. You have to constantly refresh from this menu, and this is the only one that does it. So in a similar vein to the topic at the beginning of the video, like official ranking support, it would be really nice if the game had like better in-game achievement tracking. Some kind of widget that I could put on my HUD that would show me progress on an achievement that I'm working on. It would be really, really convenient for things like this, where I'm trying to track X amount of, specific activities over a long period of time. And I feel like it couldn't be that hard to implement, because when you log into the game by default, there's something that pops up on your HUD that's like a recommendation for achievements that you're close to finishing, and it shows you like how close you are to finishing them, which means that the base infrastructure for this system is already in place to have like an achievement tracker on screen. It's just not fleshed out for some reason. I have no idea why. So yeah, I really hope that that's something that they expand upon and possibly give give us in the future. It would be very nice. But yeah, basically I've been going around, you know, grinding all these achievements for all of my Twitch streams this week. It's been a long and somewhat dull week. Watched a lot of TV shows while grinding off stream, but can't really do that on stream. And so far my approach has just been to determine which object out of each tier of achievements is most likely to have any type of market value, or otherwise that I could use to process into an item that will have market value. So I don't really expect to make a lot of money off of this grind, but I at least set myself up to potentially profit from it. So like these rosewood logs, for example, these really won't sell that much on their own. If I process them into lumber, I might have better luck selling them, but turning this many logs into lumber, needless to say, is several hours unto itself, and if that'll be worth it or not is kind of hard to be sure. The Thanalan tea leaves I could actually use in conjunction with all the Roland berries that I got earlier. I've really got a selection of recipes, but I haven't finished the Luminary culinarian tool yet. It's the only crafting Luminary tool that I still haven't finished because I need to do the final step, which is 3,000 crafts from level 41 to 50, and yeah, this achievement right here. And so I chose a couple of items that would be potentially useful for that if I wanted to do it that way instead of making Magitech repair kits. So I'll probably do that and just, you know, knock that out real soon because I really don't have any excuse not to anymore. And then I'll have all of the Luminary tools except for the fishing rod. Because as you can probably imagine, the fishing rod also has a Luminary tool achievement. Look at that, Rod of the Luminary. And look what it takes. Fish 300, 500, and 1,000 times in Lenosia. Actually, it starts even lower. It's 20 times, then 100, then 300, then 500, then 1,000 for each place. I guess I just did the Lenosia ones already, but the fishing ones seem like they're probably not that bad just because for the most part you sit in one spot. You don't have to move around as much. And so it's a lot more AFK. Whereas land gathering, you're running in a circle for hours on end. There's never a moment where you're really standing still. Fishing, you're kind of just hitting cast and then reeling in whatever you catch. The majority of it is just kind of pressing one button. But yeah, since I have nothing better to burn gathering points on for these bulk grinds, I've just been dumping Blessed Harvest every now and then. Every time I get 500 gathering points, I just use Blessed Harvest 2 to increase the number of resources I get. Unfortunately, since the grind only counts off of actual axe swings, that doesn't speed up the achievement progress any. It just means I get more resources, but since there's at least a small chance I'll be able to sell some of these at a profit, I figure I might as well maximize the income of them. Some people have suggested that I could collect shards instead of resources for this grind, and shards do actually work, but the only thing is shards don't have any chance to do Gatherer's Boon, which actually has its own separate achievement tree. This is currently the highest level of it. It goes up to this 20,000 right here. When I started Botanist Luminary grind not even a week ago, I basically had no progress on this right here. I was like below 5,000. I don't remember my exact number, but it wasn't very high. And so I pretty much got all of this progress just from doing this specific grind. If I had more time left in the week, I would probably go through and just finish this up because 2,500 more Gatherer's Boons is easy to get since you can basically force it to be almost 100% by using Pioneer's Gift. But that's that type of achievement that just doing any gathering for any reason, you'll kind of get this passively, so there's not really a reason to actively grind it because it just happens on its own. It just would have been, you know, icing on the cake, another extra couple of points. It is worth noting that I did get this one, the 10,000 achievement, for an additional 10 points early in the week. I didn't realize I was coming up on it. It happened while I was streaming. I just kind of like bowled through it, and so yeah, I got at least one additional achievement, which is quite nice. Well, anyway, gamers, it's time for the moment of truth. The moment I have all been waiting for, and maybe some of you as well. Let's get some Thanalan tea leaves. And there is logging the hours. Thanalan, 5 points. But wait, there's a botanist's life for me. Thanalan, 10 points. But wait, there is a botanist's life for me. Greater Eorzea, 30 points. Holy crap. Can't be stopped. I'm just too good. They can't stop me. They got nothing on me. Baby dance, baby dance. Yeah, look at that. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, we also got the Desert Reaper title here. And for the Gridania one, we got Forest Reaper as well. So a lot of titles have been gained here. 3 to be precise. And watch this. Now I've got a cool gold axe, so when I chop down even further plant life, I can do it in style. Absolutely lovely. So yeah, it's safe to say that I am pretty happy with that. Is there anything else on the docket this week? You bet there is. The outro. I gained 13 entire achievements this week for a total of 110 points. This brought my LOL achievement score up to 18,385, but unfortunately I cashed everything in too late at night, so my rankings haven't updated yet. But we'll see how much progress we made next week. I did a ton of grinding for these achievements on my Twitch stream, which you should go and follow if you want to join the grind live. I also wanted to mention this dumb purple alien named Cider, who is the mascot for both the Twitch and the YouTube channels. I'll probably continue using her in thumbnails for any non-FF14 videos, so keep an eye out for that. Anyways, I need to get back to chopping down every tree in the world and collecting enough logs to fill my log so I can log out. 1 like equals 1 log. K-bye.